Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog hockey. And with us, head coach Bob Daniels. And coach, first of all, welcome back to the show.
As always, good to be here.
Welcome back as well here to Big Rapids. As I know it's been a long couple weeks here on the road, but you've been able to pick up a couple wins here on the road.
Yeah, it has been, and it's interesting. We're in conference 500 on the road, which is what you want to be, 500 at road. The thing is, you want to be 100% at home. But no, we played really 3 out of the 4 games that we've played on the road since I was last on, 2 at Minnesota State, 2 at Bowling Green. We've played very well. And one of the games, Friday night at Bowling Green, I don't think was one of our better efforts. But we got 2 much-needed wins on the road, and really against 2 very good quality opponents, Minnesota State and Bowling Green, who's kind of gotten off to a start like us, but nevertheless has a very good team.
As we go over some of the highlights from this past weekend, we'll start with that Friday night game, and obviously coming off the long road trip to Minnesota State, had to turn right back around and get on the road.
Yeah, we did, and this was a much better trip in terms of distance. It's about 12 hours each way to Minnesota State, where this trip's an easy 4 hours right down the highway. But Friday night, and there's no excuse for it, we were really poor. I thought Bowling Green came out with a lot of energy. I thought they were extremely physical. In looking at these highlights, I think whoever put them together, they probably put all the highlights we possibly had, and there was very few. We just, we were not, probably of all the games this season, this is the one I had the most heartburn after and most disappointment. It was just, we didn't play well. Darren Smith in net, even though he gave up 4, I thought it could have been a lot worse if he hadn't been on top of his game so well.
Most of the scoring here in the first period, Bowling Green with the early goal, and then they'll come back with a power play goal here as they got up to a great start here in the first period.
Well, you see where their scoring is coming from and where their scoring chances are coming from. By the way, this is Dominic Lutz gets his first career goal right here on the power play. This is an all-freshman line with 2 freshman defensemen on the power play. And first of what I think probably will be a lot of goals for Dominic Lutz. But like you can see where on these highlights where they're scoring, they're getting right in on top of our goaltender. I thought we had very little pushback. And really disappointed in the effort. Much better the second night.
3-1 after 1, and then Bowling Green will get a goal in the second. You had some opportunities, but just couldn't get one in there.
Well, our second, if it hadn't been for Darren, it could have really gotten away from us. As it turns out, I believe they ended up with a 3-1, maybe a 4-1 lead going into the third. In the third period, I thought we played very well. It was the start of really our comeback on Saturday. It occurred Friday night in the third, where we hit a couple goal posts. We could have gotten the game to a more manageable number, but realistically, we didn't deserve the win. We didn't play well enough.
4-1 the final, obviously on Friday night. You come back on Saturday night and made a change in net. Justin Kappelmaster gets his second start.
And it's certainly not a knock on Darren Smith. He could have sued for lack of support on game 1. Now, Justin came in and played very well. He only gave up 1 goal, but the support he received was really good too. We scored 3. We could have scored more. This is a game that I thought we were on top of. You'll see many more opportunities for us to score. I thought we had a depth in our play in terms of all the forward lines were clicking. Really reminded me a lot of the Saturday game at Minnesota State, where a number of the players were doing well. You'll see here now we're getting our chances. We're in on the doorstep. We did a really good job. You'll see one of their chances here, but it's really not much. And so I like the way we played defensively, and I liked everything about our game. Here's Taylor Fernandez with his second career goal, another freshman so far. Two goals were scored by the freshmen, and they had a really strong weekend.
He had the first goal, the only goal of the first period is you took a 1-0 lead after 1. We'll see Bowling Green get the second goal, but you were able to bounce right back as soon as they scored.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably one we would like to have had cleared. But overall, here we're on the penalty kill. I thought we did a pretty good job on the penalty kill for most of the night. Here's the 1 goal they get, it's even strength. But again, that was more of a misplay than was any real mistake.
He had some opportunities here on the power play. Finally, we'll see Andrew Durantes get the eventual game winner here on the power play, and that was effective for you here on Saturday.
Well, our special teams is really improving, and right now on the season, we're +1 in all special teams. Our power play's giving us about 1 power play goal a night. So, we're starting, you can see it coming together. Here we score a shorthanded goal on a terrific pass from Jared Van Wormer to Gerald Mayhew, and that gave us a 3-1 lead, and it was just a matter now of squeezing out the rest of the clock. You can see us on the penalty kill. But like I say, our special teams has been much improved from the start of the season.
I know you mentioned right there Jared Van Wormer, Gerald Mayhew, some guys that have been out at times with injuries this year, and certainly nice to have some of those veterans back in the lineup.
Yeah, you know, we have, and we've very rarely had a full line, although I don't know that that's really created any of our issues in terms of wins and losses. We've got enough depth in the team where that shouldn't be that big a deal. I mean, you hate to lose like we did Gerald Mayhew for a few games there. He's arguably one of the top 3 forwards in all of college hockey, and so when he's out, that hurts. And he also penalty kills. He plays in all situations for us. But we've got enough depth and enough talent there where that's any of the injury situations are not an excuse for not winning.
This week, home and home series with the Michigan State Spartans down at Mun Ice Arena on Thursday night, back at home in Big Rapids on Saturday. Talk about Michigan State, what you know about the Spartans coming into this series.
Well, I've had a chance to watch one of their games on video. We actually took Saturday afternoon with Dave Sensor, and we reviewed their game from the night before against Tech, and they were full marks for a victory against Tech. They're aggressive, much more so than maybe they have been in the past. They've got a line or two there that's unbelievably offensive laden. They'll pose a number of problems for us. One of the things that works in both our favors is obviously we're very young on defense, and they've got a lot of freshmen in the lineup as well, so both teams will have a lot of freshmen on the ice.
I know we talked about it earlier in the year when you played Michigan. What do these in-state series mean to keep these rivalries alive from the old CCHA days?
Well, I think it's important. We like to play all the in-state schools, whether it be Western, Michigan, Michigan State. Obviously, the other in-state schools are in our conference, but we like playing those games. I think there's rivalries that are deep-seated, have been there for a quarter of a century, and the rivalry is appreciated not only by us but by the opposition as well.
What does it take to pull off a couple wins here and keep the momentum maybe that you've established here on the road going?
Well, we've got to find some consistency. There's no excuse for the way we performed on Friday night and the effort level. The week before, I thought we were outstanding both Friday and Saturday nights, and that was more what we're starting to become accustomed to. So to see that dip on Friday night was really heart-wrenching. Now, with that said, we bounced back, won Saturday, played a much better game. But what it's going to take for success this weekend is going to be strong play on both nights, consistent performance. And if we get that, whether you can't guarantee victory, but you certainly can guarantee effort level.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs this weekend at home on Saturday night as you take on the Spartans.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.